a city is paying $825,000 after Oak Lawn cops decide to brutally beat a teenager. I'm going to remind you of it and give you the update. Here it is.
These cops is fighting this little kid. Ooh. Why is they beating him like this? It's a little old boy.
Dreams come true.
Yeah, Diddy, I'm getting this on camera. Why is they beating him up like this? Y'all, this is a little kid. I don't even want to get over that because they police be doing dumb getting the shooting and
Thank God for that woman recording this brutal assault. Put it up. We have an update. This was a violent arrest that took place over 3 years ago of Hadi Abuatelah. Hadi, who was violently arrested as a teenager in Oak Lawn, will now receive $825,000 in a lawsuit settlement. Hadi, now 21, was arrested in July 2022. While conducting a traffic stop, the local police said they smelled marijuana coming from the car they pulled over. Body cameras captured the then 17-year-old running from officers. Eventually, officers stopped him in the street. Video released by Oak Lawn police officers, it shows the cops hitting the teen. No debate. Prosecutors accused the officer of punching the teen in the face more than 10 times during the arrest and said he also used his taser, which led to the teenager being hospitalized. The officer was initially charged for the violent arrest. However, Cook County State's attorney, that office decided to drop the charges. Hadi pleaded guilty in juvenile court to unlawful use of a weapon in the incident. He then filed a $2 million lawsuit against the village of Oak Lawn and the police. On Tuesday, the village board approved to pay this young individual who was assaulted by the cops $825,000 in a settlement. Once again, defunding the police by way of the police. The board said they voted to approve the settlement, quote, not because of the merits of the case, which is insane because the cop was arrested. The cop was indicted for brutalizing this kid, but because the village's insurance carrier was pushing for the settlement, because the insurance carrier knows that the cop was liable. That's why. And if you take it to trial, the insurance company knows, well, they're going to pay out more money than an $825,000 settlement. That's why. The village's out-of-pocket cost for the settlement is $250,000, with the insurance carrier paying the difference. So sad. Hadi's attorney issued a statement to ABC7, quote, the approval of the civil settlement by Oak Lawn to compensate Hadi for excessive force used by police is important. Accountability for his injuries, including a broken nose and significant emotional distress. The video evidence is crystal clear. Hadi was beaten by a gaggle of uniformed police officers, 3 white officers using closed fist blows to the head of this Palestinian-American teenager was wholly unreasonable and should never have been used when other tactics were readily available. This young man is only 5'4", 120 pounds, while one of the officers alone was 6'4". Cowards. They are. Cowards. Once again, cowards that will not receive a criminal penalty for the actions of brutalizing a child, but the residents will receive a financial injury for the cops' criminal behavior. That is my opinion. To the young person, to Hadi, who had to endure this, my heart goes out to you, young brother. But I want you to know that nothing happens to you. Everything happens for you. I know you will utilize this, transform it, turn it around and become an advocate for righteousness as you already have done. All right. Dear brother, thoughts here.
I think that was beautifully said. I think this is a horrific case. Also, I think there's this knee-jerk reaction sometimes when they list the things that have happened to these victims, and among them is simply emotional distress, significant emotional distress, because it is significant and it is something that will last potentially a lifetime, and there was no reason for it to happen. But as you said, hopefully he can use this level of trauma, because who knows what's going through your head when this is happening. You're imagining you're going to die, and you're going to carry that for the rest of your life. So hopefully that can be carried not in a way that is detrimental, but in a way that, hopefully can bring hope to other people.
Very well said, dear brother.